Okay, so as you know, when we install SAMP, this application has building or together the Apache web server and also MySQL. So you can start your database engine here in this option. And if you go to the dashboard, you have one option. So if you go to localhost, just to localhost, you will have the dashboard. And if you go to phpMyAdmin, you will find a tool, a graphical tool that is used for managing the database. Okay, so let me open my slides because I don't have it here.
Are we supposed to follow along, or do we just look at what you're doing?
Well, the thing is that you have to replicate the same thing. You don't need to follow, you don't need to do it at the same time because you have that in the slides. Okay, so I don't know if you can do it faster because for me, I take my time. Okay, so maybe you can do it faster. Okay, so you can see here, this is the tool. And if you go to,
For me, it said rejected access denied.
Me too.
because did you start the server?
Yeah, the process started.
Okay.
MySQL doesn't work for me. When I press start, it stops.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so maybe it's because your port is with another application. So you can go to.
Maybe we have you have your old MySQL, which we use for web services and distributed computing.
Yeah, but you can change the port here. You go to config and is admin or config? It's in config, yes. In config, I think I have to stop mine. Let me stop here and go to config. Yes, it opens this one configuration file. You have the port here. Maybe changing the port. You can put 3307. So change the port and try again. So I'm going to start.
It works.
Okay, works when you change the port.
For me, yes.
Got a question. Do we set up like a global password for a class for the database that we're using, or do we have to create one?
No, the one that is by default. You can change after because it's root the user and the password is empty. It's not password in the default configuration.
Yeah, because for me it tries to connect, but the username password in your configuration, the server has rejected the connection.
Meets cannot connect in valid setting.
Okay, you can solve that after.
Okay.
We can try to solve that after, but
okay.
Yeah, we can continue with this, okay? So because that, okay, so when you create a database, you go to this tab, databases. There you can create your, the database where you are going to put your tables. Okay, so now as I have one, my store DB in the slides, I create one that is my store DB2. but because I have one here already, so I changed the name. But you can put without the number 2 or add the name that you want. So somebody is writing in the chat. Do you use MySQL because your server type is MariaDB? You can use the database you want. Okay, doesn't matter. But Maria is a relational database. For Luis Philip.
Oh yeah, because I saw that you put MariaDB instead of MySQL, so I was kind of confused
Oh, okay. No,
to
no,
which
no.
database I choose. So yeah.
Okay. Okay. You can use Oracle, but you have to use a database. The one that comes with the tool is MySQL, and I think it's more easy. And there is one library that is already installed or is already dealing with the last version of PHP, so it's more easy to use MySQL. Okay, so you put the name of your database here, and I'm going to put create. So you can see here, my database is created here. You have the list of databases in the left panel. Okay, so now your table, you can start creating your tables here. You have many options here. We are in this database right now. So you can start creating your tables here. So your tables, I'm adding items. I'm going to have you can put pets. Remember the last example we did with sessions were pets. Now I'm going to create items. But it depends of your store, what you are going to what information are you going to save and retrieve in your in your project that you are going to complete. Okay, so in items, my table is going to be items, and the number of columns by default is here. You can add more. And there is also another way to add more columns. Okay, so you go, click and go, and as you can see here, you can create your columns there. Okay, so the columns that we are going to create are these ones. You have these in the slides. So we are going to create these ones. So if you follow the slides that are already posted, you can do it. Okay, so we are going to create an ID. And the ID is going to be auto incremental. You see an option here that is AI. Just click there. So you don't have to worry to generate the primary key. Just when you select auto incremental, is going to do it by themselves. So every time you insert a new record, it's going to assign a new number, a new integer. Okay, then we're going to also to say information about the name of the product, and that will be a bar chart. And you need to specify here the length. The length of a name could be 100 or 200 characters, is not too much. So you can put a length that you want. And description. Description. It will be a bar chart also of, that will be more characters. Let's put to 55. We're going to save images. So put image. And image has to be a binary, no? A blob. But we are going to select, there are many blobs here. tiny blob, medium, I'm going to select long blob because our images are going to be very, very big, many data. Okay, so do I need something else? Okay, my image, I'm going to make it null. So if I don't have that value, there will be okay. And also I need another column here. If you need another column, you have in the top an option to add more columns. So you can add one more here. It will be the price. The price should be a double or a float. Okay, so do I need something else? No. So I have my ID auto incremental, a name, a description, an image that could be null. So if we don't have image, we don't insert anything. And the price that is going to be double. You just save that. And as you can see here in the structure, we already have our table created. Okay, so now we are going to insert some data here. Okay, so as you can see here, you have a tab insert. Okay, so remember the ID is auto incremental. You don't need to insert anything. We are going to, I have an image for a blue phone. And I'm going to do exactly what I put in there. Okay, so blue phones. So you add a description, no? A decent blah, 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 blah. Android experience to users. Okay. Then you can also select your file here. Where I have that? Okay, I have here my image of a phone blue. And okay, so you click in the price. The price may be that one, $3.99 and 99 cents. Okay, so you have your first, you can see here, one row was inserted. Okay. Okay, if you go to browse, you can see here that you have a select here. Select all start from items. So here I have my record that I inserted. So now I'm going to insert another one because when I am going to retrieve in the page, I need two products to see the differences. Okay, so that was in insert. You can do it at the same time. You can insert many records. You can see here you have many, but I'm doing step by step. Okay, here I'm going to insert a laptop. In the name, I'm going to add laptop. In the description, this is a laptop. A nice laptop. For now, we are doing it manually. We are creating the database table and inserting the data manually. The idea is that you do this with PHP or with some script, and it will be automatized. So this is just an example to start with databases. Okay, so I'm going to select one image for my laptop here, and the price of a laptop, let's say, is 900, almost 1,000. Okay, so save this. So one row was inserted. So if you go to browse again, you can see here I have my two records. Any question until here? No, everybody is good.
Well,
I will
honestly, I
have to
missed.
watch the video because
Yeah, we missed a lot of it because we were trying to figure out how to even open this page.
I have a question, Miss. Are you recording the class just while the videos? Like, for example, like you're recording the class at work and we find the videos.
The videos. I'm going to upload this video in YouTube. So I'll pass the link, okay?
Okay, that's good.
Okay, so for the people
Thank you.
that still is not working, we can see that after. You can use another, you can install a part the database and use
Well, it
another.
works now. We just have to catch up.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I just managed to open this page.
Okay. Okay. So everybody is good until now. Okay, anyways, we have our records in the database. So now we're going to the page PHP scripts and we're going to connect to the database, make a select, and close the database. The connection, no database, the connection. Okay, so we have this here. And now I think I already have the code here. Yeah. Okay, so I have to show you the slides. That is this one. Okay, so today, as I told you is PHP with databases in general. And PHP 5 and later versions can work with MySQL database using MySQL I extension. The I stands for improve. So this is like driver or library that can connect to the database because the database is external. It's not the same application, it's another application. So you need a driver to connect to a database in general. So MySQL I is the extension that has the methods and functions that connects to the database. You also have another extension that is, the name is PDO. That means PHP Data Objects. And these extensions are automatically installed in most cases. So as you can see here, PHP can connect using MySQL to connect just to MySQL, and PDO to connect to any databases. I think there are 12 different databases that you can connect with PDO. Any question? Okay, so as you can see, MySQL is used to connect to MySQL. The PDO is the one that is going to help us to connect to different databases, including MySQL. Okay, so if you compare both, the PDO extension is more portable and supports more than 12 different databases. MySQL extension is, as the name suggests, supports just MySQL databases. So you cannot connect to another database, just MySQL with MySQL. And MySQL extension provides an easier way to connect and execute query. Yes, but also PDO also. Both PDO and MySQL offer an object-oriented API, but MySQL also offers a procedural. Okay, MySQL, you can connect like with classes or in a procedural way. Procedural way means that you use functions. So you have two ways to use MySQL. And this is if you have to switch your project to use another database, PDO makes the process easy. you only have to change the connection string and a few queries. With MySQLite, you will need to rewrite the entire code, also the queries. Why? Because MySQLite is used for MySQL. But if you use PDO, you can change the database and you won't have problems. You maybe have to change some code, but not too much. And both support preparatory statements, and preparatory statements protect from SQL injection and are very important for web application security. Okay, so you have here how you connect with MySQLite and how you connect with PDO. So as you can see here, always when you connect to the database, you have to disconnect. So you always have to make the connection at the beginning and in the end close the connection. The same in any connection. So you have in PDO also. You have the connection, you open the connection here and you close the connection. So you in the middle, you make your operations like create, read, update, or delete. So the selects, the insert, the deletes, or the updates are here. Okay, so as you can see here, you have to, in the connection, you have to define what is the server, the IP server, where your database is, the user, the password, and the database that you are trying to connect. In PDO you need the same information: user, password, the server name, and the database. So you need the same information because it's a connection. Okay. So this is the example how you connect. So in MySQLite, you have to, for example, here, localhost is because we are going to work in the same, in the same computer, we have these two applications. So we are going to use localhost for our connection. But if you have your database in another computer, you have to put the IP address of that computer, of the server. For by default, the user is root and the password is empty. And the database that we just create is MyStore DB2. But here goes the name of the database that you create. And just use this method, MySQL connect, and with these parameters, and you have the connection. And with PDO, the same, no? You have the IP address of the server where your database is, the user, the password, the database, and you need also this, the character set. And you will add DSN. I always say DNS, it's DSN. DSN is data source name that is a string in this format, no? MySQL, because the database is MySQL. Here, if it's, this DSN depends of the database. So for example, if you connect to Oracle, it should be different. Maybe here, I don't know what should be in Oracle, but should be different because here we are saying that we are connected to MySQL. So the way that you do with MySQL is like this. So you have the host and the address of the host, the database name, and the set of characters. And the DSN is the first parameter, then you put the username and the password. And also you have other configurations here that you can add to, for example, show errors here, no? Set PDO error mode to exception if you want to see more errors, more details. And that's it. With that, we connect and we can close the connection. Okay, so let's see. Let's see that in our code. So I have first with MySQLite. So as you can see here, I have a localhost root, and the database that I just create is my store db2. So here goes the name of your database. Okay, then as you can see here, I close the connection at the end. When I make my queries and everything, at the end, you have to close the connection always. And you can create a variable here, query, no? So I'm going to select all from my table is items. It's just a table that we create here, items. And I'm going to order by ID in ascending order. Okay, so how you execute this query? With this function, MySQLi query. So MySQLi extension has this method to execute this query. So the parameter is the connection, that is the one that we did at the beginning, and the query. And you have a result here. So you have here a function that is going to return if your result has results. So if you have data, you can fetch the records. So here we are fetching the records with this function, MySQLi fetch as sub. So the result will be an array, associative array here. So you can also use another function that is MySQLi fetch with array. And here I'm just printing the values, no? So I have the image here. I have in the row, in this row variable, I have my result. So I am printing the image, the name, and the price. That are the columns that we save in the database. Okay, so if I run this, let me run this. Okay, so I have the database here, and that one was with MySQLi. So you can see here that my two records are printed here. And also you can fetch with array. So I'm here using an associative array, but you can also fetch with an array. Okay, so with an array, as you can see here, it brings the same information, but there is one difference. With an array, you can use indexes. For example, the first column was the name. This is the index, sorry. The name was in the second column of my database. So, okay. So as you can see here, if I use the second method, array, I can use the indexes because it's an array. But if I use an associative array, I can use the name. Because it's associative. So I can use also a number can use here. Let me check. No, I have a warning here. If it's associative, I have to use the name of the column. In this case, it's name price. Yes. So if you have an array, you can use the index also. So you have to match with what you have in your database here. So the name of the column, that will be name, description, image, price, and ID. So it depends on how you want to retrieve the data. Okay, so any question? It worked for you when you are trying in your home?
No, nothing works because we didn't catch up
No.
yet. I still never made the table.
Somebody has a table created?
Do we have to insert the rows also, or it's okay we just have the table empty?
If it's empty the table, you should you use it will be like empty here, but no errors. So in order you foresee the data, you have to insert.
How do we insert the images?
Download a couple of images from internet. Download in your computer and then you insert here. Let me insert another record. So I'm going to insert another one. You have the option insert. I'm going to insert another product, a cat, because I have cat images here. The name cat, use cat, because my product, that this is a cute cat. I'm going to choose, you have to insert image here. I have here in pictures, I think, this one. So, and the price of the cat, $500. I'm going to sell cats. So go. So I have a new record here. If I see my records, so I have a cat here. If I refresh, I should see a cat here. You can see here I have a cat. So just download a couple of images, but the image we put null. So you don't need to insert it. Remember, we select in the image null, so it could be null, so you are not going to see any image here. But you should have the name, the price, and I'm not showing the description. So I need to show the description. I need to add one more for the description here. So just put the name of the column will be description. Save it, and if I refresh my page, you can see here is the description that I add in the columns. So I have the name is this one, this is the description, the price, and this is the image. This is the blob file that we save in the database. Okay. Okay, so before going with the other driver, with the other driver to connect to the database, first I'm going to try to help you solve the issues you are having. Okay, let me pause the recording.
And you change the line host. You see 127 0. Yeah. In the single quotations, no, in the single quotations, you change your IP. You change it to localhost.
So this, right?
No.
Okay.
The IP.
Okay.
This, okay. Yeah.
Change it to localhost colon and your port. 3307 it was for. Oh, you changed.
Yeah, but I changed it. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's all.
It worked for us like this. And then
Okay,
you save. And
do I have to restart the service?
I'm not sure.
I'll try without. Oh wow. Okay. Well, that worked. I can.
Thank you. I record that for any other student that has problem.
Record that. Okay. I'm gonna stop sharing so we can continue.
Well, then you have to create a table.
Yeah. I'll do that.
Well, your Apache stopped.
Yeah, but I use what's it called Visual Code, and I don't use I don't use XAMPP with the Visual Code. There's a server already associated with it.
But the application is running Apache. So you need to start the Apache also to go to the dashboard and go to the my PHP, my admin.
I had a problem with my Apache also, but it's not
We'll
about
try
the
to restart it.
pause. It's about to the path, and I don't understand.
No, start to restart your page. Try to restart the page.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. Nicholas, wait a minute. Let me see if he can solve his.
Oh, it's fine. I didn't realize. Sorry.
So Nicholas, you solved your problem? You don't have problem anymore?
No, I still have the problem, but it's about the path. I don't really understand why.
But you are in the dashboard already. Go to PHP admin. You have a link there. Yeah.
So once we're
Oh, here
done,
we go
can
again.
we leave?
Wait a minute, please.
Okay.
I already
I'm
explained
assuming.
it to.
Yeah, I know you already explained. I know what to do from here. I'm okay.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Okay. Then Jeremy, what happened?
I just have to do what the others did in the config .inc.php. I just have to change that, and then it should work.
Okay. Then Nicholas.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just share my screen. My problem comes from here. It says found path, the exam workbench, and I don't even have this path, and I expected by is obviously where I downloaded it. Yeah.
Where is your example installed?
On C exam.
So by default, yeah.
Yeah. I'm just gonna show my full screen. So like, if I go inside of there, like, that's where I installed it.
Open it. Do you have the path? Look for the path Apache bin. So it expects this path. You have to add this path in the system variables.
Okay, so like, how do I do it?
So
exactly?
it found that you've put it on a D drive, exam
Yeah.
workbench.
But it doesn't exist as a thing. It's like not even there.
Okay.
So like,
go to system variables and change the path.
variable.
Path. No, it's not underneath. It's the system variables. You're in user variables now. No, it's at the bottom. Like you see system variables. No.
Wait. Oh, okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
here, yeah, this
yeah.
path. Oh, it's on top now. Yeah.
Wait. Oh, yeah, path. Okay, there we go.
Edit.
Okay, so now.
You see brackets workbench. No, it's not the same thing.
No, it's on that one. It's
Well, just add it. You can add it. You don't
wait.
see it?
Yeah.
Yes.
So new one. So now. Okay, wait. So, just have to just path. Edit. New. Okay, so now just have to add it basically. Okay.
At least that's what I think.
You have one backslash there. All where is
Rip.
slash, and you have one slash and the other backslash.
Well, I just have to type it. Like that.
I guess.
Well, I mean, I'll do it
You
like
can copy it so that if it has an error again, you don't have to retype it. Just copy the whole thing. Just in case, yeah. Okay,
Oh, it worked. Okay.
now we try. Okay, try to start again. Attempting.
I think I know what, because I probably typed it. Oh man. I think it's not the no, it's not the way. That's it. Okay. I'll just check if it works.
Oh, try to start it.
No, it doesn't do anything. And when I start my SQL, it runs perfectly fine. But it's just my Apache. I really don't know. Like, if I reshare again.
Is it the same error?
Yeah, the exact same error. So like, I said I don't know why it's really weird. Because I mean, I don't even have this path set. Like, so yeah.
Well, there was something about workbench, but it was about brackets.
Yeah, but Buckets, it's the right one. It's not. I mean, it's who I have my application like, but it's not that. That's the
But
Buckets.
did you put your brackets inside of? Okay, never mind.
No, it's really like the root of my disk. So like, it's really weird.